And now everyone's kind of confused because we got these third-party games, but man, those first-party games are still just hanging out there in the wild somewhere.
I don't want to be that guy, but I have seen a lot of people theorizing. Like, I'm not going to make a video on this. I'm not a cornball, but I have seen a lot of people theorizing that there's potentially a direct happening in September. And if you look at a lot of the games, especially ones that had release dates, a lot of those games were September release dates or October release dates or early November release dates. So I think there's a chance that maybe these were games that we just, because if you do a direct in the middle of September or something like that, you got Chronos coming out on the 5th, Star Wars coming out on the 5th. Like a lot of those games, you kind of got to give them at least a little bit of publicity. So I think there's at least a hope. And, obviously Hyrule Warriors didn't get dated. Metroid doesn't have a date. Kirby Air Riders doesn't have a date. Metroid, did I say Metroid? I didn't say Metroid. Metroid doesn't have it. Like, you would have to imagine there's something like maybe this was kind of a just to get it out of the way thing. But even that being said, it still was kind of flat for a lot of people.
So I will give you this. I still feel like there is a direct in September, and I think they could do a general direct just outright because they will do directs right around Tokyo Game Show. But the thing with Tokyo Game Show is it is late in September. It is, I think it's the final week. It is the final full week in September. It's like the 25th to the 28th or something. So maybe Nintendo does a direct the second or third week of September and it's to coincide with Tokyo Game Show. That would make sense. But that's also this weird situation of they have October covered because it's Pokemon. They probably think they're good. It's bundled with the Switch 2, whatever. But if you have a direct halfway through September, I don't really know how you then drop a first party game in September and then also go, oh, we'll go November and then the first week of December to try to fit these 3 games in. It seems like this weird situation of you just trying to,
I think one of them
mash these games in and speed run it.
I think one of them gets a release date on the stupid app thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the right move think it's Kirby. Is, yeah, I think the move would be, honestly, next week. You could do it before Drag X Drive. Is anyone like, oh my gosh, we got to get out of the way of Drag X Drive. We need the marketing.
That should have been canceled. They should have canceled that.
Is that the Nintendo Direct app announcement that you're looking forward to, that you're ready to happen? It's like Drag X Drive has been canceled.
That would be amazing.
If they announce,
make it free. Make it free. Have some stupid fucking cosmetics. Like, oh, you wanted this fucking Mario hat? $5 or something like that. That would be much more, tolerable than that thing.
Or
why can't free for Switch Online?
Thank you. Yes. Why can't it be another F-Zero 99 kind of game? I mean, from what they've shown, I don't know if it's just me. It looks like there's one character basically that's just there's 12 of them or whatever it is, and then it looks like there's one course that you play on, and everything is either cement or just gray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but let's be real. The tech demo game for the Switch 2, you have to pay for, so you're going to be paying for this.
And they could also do, just a fucking random trailer drop. I think Metroid Prime 4. I think even that has a possibility. We've seen the game a couple times now. We know a Switch 2 version exists. They do a 5-6 minute trailer on YouTube or on their social medias, and they're like, "Here's the release date," and now you slot that in as a potential September game or something like that. There's still a chance, but it is pretty strange just to see how things. I mean, even think about WWE 2K25. Because technically speaking, they said WWE 2K was coming to the system at the first Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. They never said it was going to be 2K25. So many people assumed, it's going to be 2K26 next year. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, we get a July release date at the start of July. And it's like, okay, like, all right, cool, I guess. Like, I don't know. They've been doing lots of weird shit like that.
Yep. No, you're right. They can do these weird things where it's like announce and then it's out in a few weeks. I think the right move is to show up to the Nintendo Today app, announce a Kirby specific direct, and just have that come out maybe at the beginning of October or the end of September, and then just start setting things up. I kind of think Age of Imprisonment is a first quarter 2026 game at this point, just the way that they're framing it.
Well, winter, yeah.
Yeah, this is the way they're talking about it. And I kind of think now Metroid Prime 4 is a November game, and I almost wonder if it's going to be this weird time period where it misses the cutoff for Game Awards, because I do think that game's going to score high, but it might end up being the Indiana Jones situation where it doesn't necessarily matter.
What category are you putting that in? Action adventure?
I think there's a chance that Metroid Prime 4 could end up being, this 92 or 93 game.
So you're talking
Yeah,
about
I think
game
it
of the
could
year?
do pretty well.
You think it'll be game of the year?
I think it'd be up there for that if it scores that high. But if you look, Metroid Prime 1 through 3, none of them have ever scored less than a 90.
Different time frame, John.
Damn.
It is different time frame.
Different time frame, John.
I mean, we just had Metroid Prime Remastered come out, and that was a 94 on this one.
And was that in the game of the year conversation?
No, because it's remastered. They took it away from him. Metroid was too much. They couldn't mess up the. I don't know Elden Ring. He needed his DLC in there.
It depends. It depends. I think it has. Metroid Prime 1 was the sales standard for a while for the Metroid series. I think if there is more than just because you have it coming out on 2 systems, so it does have that advantage. I think if there is a multiplayer component, I think that could potentially help it quite a lot. I'm not quite as confident in saying that it won't do 3 mil in the first year like I was Dread, because I think a lot of Switch 2 people are going to be looking for that next fix. Because Drag X Drive is not going to satisfy that hunger. They may already be done with the best game that we've gotten on the Switch 2 thus far, Mario Paint. So I think it has potential to do some decent numbers. Do you play Mario Paint?
Yeah, I had to try the mouse controls just to see. Let me just see what we have here.
It's greatness.
I think you're right though. The Metroid Prime 4. It's such an easy sell to a Switch 2 owner because they just rattle off everything everyone's asking for. 120 FPS, 4K. We'll probably hear there's ray tracing in there and stuff. Like all this stuff they'll tick all the boxes for what game looks the best, I think, on the Switch 2. So
yeah, I think so. Even though there is a Switch 1 version, I still think that's going to be. Because let's once again be real. Metroid Prime games, the reason that they were very popular back in the day was because they were gorgeous looking games. Mm-hmm. One of the best, some of the best looking games on the GameCube, some of the best, 3 Corruption was one of the best looking games on the Wii. So,
well, you see all the people throughout so many years, Retro Studios hiring people who worked on Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo. They're hiring all these really talented people to work on it. And then we see it and it's it's a good looking game, sharp looking game. But that was the direct. Still confusion. We'll see if Nintendo has anything to announce for that Nintendo Today application.
I feel like it's so. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I feel like it's weird that they didn't have Red Dead or anything really big. There was no main
Microsoft.
Yeah, or Microsoft or FromSoft, Elden Ring or that game Duskbloods. Where is all that too?
Final Fantasy 7 Intergrade.
Well, both of those games are supposed to be 2025 games, Elden Ring and Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Right.
So where are those? What was Capcom doing? He did
Capcom
Stories 3. Okay, that's cool. You're really not gonna port those Resident Evil games over to get some additional sales and shit on them? I don't know.
If they all wait until September to do a general direct and they try to jam all of this stuff into October to December, that's going to be mayhem.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Well, Katamari looked cool, but it looked like ass on the Switch 1. Those 30 frames. They look janky as hell. Where's the Switch 2 version, Bandai Namco? You have a dev kit.
Oh, they do have dev kits. That's right. The whole dev kit situation and conversation is weird around that whole thing too. It's like, how did Nintendo not get dev kits out to most of these third-party partners to try to get this stuff done?